Lorna Luft, daughter of the legendary Judy Garland, has always lived at the crossroads of Hollywood history and modern musical theater. As the world continues to celebrate Wicked, the global smash hit that has dominated Broadway, the West End, touring productions, and now the blockbuster film adaptation, Luft has stepped forward to share her own heartfelt thoughts about the show's success, its legacy, and what it means in the long shadow of The Wizard of Oz, the film that made her mother an immortal icon. Her reaction is thoughtful, emotional, and deeply rooted in a lifetime of both pride and protection over her mother's legacy. And yet, what's most striking is how undefensive Luft is. Instead, she embraces Wicked as something that enriches, rather than threatens, the world Garland helped create. Below is a full, deeply detailed, magazine-style exploration of her remarks, the cultural weight behind them, and how the legacy of Oz continues to evolve. A legacy revisited through new eyes. For Lorna Luft, the world of Oz is not just a childhood memory, it is an inheritance. Growing up as the daughter of Judy Garland, the woman whose voice delivered, over the rainbow, into the bloodstream of American culture, Luft has long watched audiences interpret, reinterpret, remake, and reimagine the universe that made her mother a legend. So when Wicked burst onto the scene in 2003, with a bold story centered not on Dorothy, but on the misunderstood Wicked Witch of the West, many wondered how the Garland family would react. Would the descendants of the original Oz see this as a delightful tribute? A distortion? A modern revisionist spin? For Luft, the answer is clear: she sees Wicked as a gift. In recent comments, she praised the musical and the 2024 film adaptation for expanding the Oz universe with care, imagination, and, above all, respect. Anything that brings people into the world of Oz with love and creativity is something my mother would have appreciated, she has said in the past, and her latest reflections echo the same sentiment. Luft recognizes that Wicked does not replace the Wizard of Oz. It honors it. It builds upon it. It keeps it alive. Why Lorna Luft says Wicked works. According to Luft, the power of Wicked lies in its emotional honesty, a quality that the Wizard of Oz also had in abundance. She particularly highlights the show's core theme, the idea that the world often misunderstands those who are different, and that empathy is more powerful than judgment. Mom played a girl searching for home, Luft has stated. Wicked is about outsiders searching for understanding. They are connected. That connection, she believes, is why multiple generations have embraced Wicked with the same fervor that audiences once embraced The Wizard of Oz. She points to the following reasons for its lasting appeal. 1. A new perspective on a familiar story. Luft appreciates how Wicked flips the classic Oz narrative. Instead of framing the Wicked Witch as a villain, it asks a deeper question: what if she was never wicked at all? This, Luft notes, mirrors a cultural shift toward re-examining stories through a lens of nuance rather than simplicity. 2. A celebration of female friendship. The relationship between Elphaba and Glinda is, in Luft's view, one of the most emotionally resonant female bonds in modern musical theater. As the daughter of an iconic performer who often navigated a male-dominated industry, she finds the friendship at the show's core powerful and long overdue. 3. Music that meets the moment. Luft has openly admired how songs like Defying Gravity and For Good have become anthems for younger generations, just as Over the Rainbow was for her mother's. All great musicals have songs that live outside the theater, she has said. Wicked absolutely does. Luft on the film adaptation's mega success. With Wicked Part 1 dominating theaters and a sequel already generating sky-high anticipation, Lorna Luft has been particularly vocal about how impressed she is by the cast's performances and the creative team's choices. Ariana Grande as Glinda. Luft praised Grande's interpretation, acknowledging her as a performer with real vocal discipline and reverence for musical tradition. She understands the pressure Ariana faced stepping into a role beloved by millions, and believes she delivered with both sparkle and sincerity. Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba. Of Erivo, Luft is almost awestruck. She has called Cynthia's voice astonishing, and her emotional depth exactly what the character deserves. Luft is no stranger to powerhouse voices. She grew up inches away from one of the greatest in history. So her admiration carries weight. Honoring Judy Garland without copying her. One of Luft's strongest points is that Wicked is not trying to redo The Wizard of Oz. In her words, Mom's film is perfect. It doesn't need a sequel or remake. Wicked is not trying to replace her, it stands beside her. This distinction is crucial. Luft recognizes that audiences often compare any new Oz-related project to the 1939 classic. But she believes Wicked succeeds because it respects the emotional DNA of Oz without replicating it. She also appreciates that the film avoids overt mimicry of Garland's Dorothy. There is no second Dorothy, she insists. There never will be. That's a good thing. Instead, Wicked expands the universe with new protagonists, new conflicts, and new lessons. For Luft, that's the healthiest way to keep Oz alive. A daughter's pride, and a daughter's protection. Lorna Luft has spent decades preserving her mother's legacy, battling misinformation, and keeping Judy Garland's story visible to new generations. So when she expresses approval of a huge cultural phenomenon like Wicked, it matters. She is both proud and protective. According to Luft, Wicked's greatest achievement is that it inspires curiosity about Oz, and that often leads young fans to discover the Wizard of Oz for the first time. That's the magic, she says. A whole new generation finds the film because of Wicked. And once they meet Dorothy for the first time, it's over. They fall in love. She considers this a blessing, not competition. How Luft connects Wicked to her mother's themes. Luft has often spoken about Judy Garland's connection to her fans, especially those who felt different, misunderstood, or out of place. Garland became a symbol of resilience and vulnerability, and Luft sees those same qualities in Wicked. Defying gravity echoes Judy's lifelong determination to rise above the challenges that tried to break her. For Good resonates with the deep emotional bonds Garland forged with those who loved her, both on and off screen. Luft believes that these parallels create a subtle but undeniable spiritual connection between the two works. Why Lorna Luft's voice matters in the conversation. Whenever a modern adaptation, reinterpretation, or spin-off touches the Oz legacy, critics and fans often speculate about how Garland's family feels. Luft's public approval offers reassurance. It validates Wicked as a respectful continuation of Oz mythology. It signals that Garland's descendants see the value in new interpretations. It helps bridge the emotional gap between old Hollywood and new entertainment audiences. It allows fans to enjoy Wicked without guilt or confusion about its relationship with the original film. Most importantly, it reinforces the idea that Judy Garland's legacy is strong enough, iconic enough, and timeless enough to coexist with fresh takes. Looking forward, Luft, on the future of Oz. With Wicked, Part 2 already in production and Oz-related projects constantly being explored, many wonder what comes next, and what the Garland family might think of future reinterpretations. Luft's answer is surprisingly optimistic. She believes there is room for more Oz stories, as long as they are made with integrity. She encourages creators to think boldly, compassionately, and imaginatively, never replicating, always reimagining. And she has one final message for fans. Mom would want people to keep dreaming. Oz is a place for dreamers. As long as that continues, her spirit continues. In the end, it all comes back to Judy. Lorna Luft's reflections highlight something beautiful. The world keeps expanding the Oz universe, but everything still circles back to Judy Garland, not out of obligation but out of love. If the Wizard of Oz is the foundation, Wicked is the blossoming skyline. One does not diminish the other. Together, they create a cultural landscape that continues to move people, change lives, and inspire generations. And for Luft, that is the greatest success of all.